Hey guys, Luke here. We're here to preview Sunday afternoon football for round 25 of the NRL. Got two games here. So first one is Warriors and Titans, and then Manly taking on Panthers. Going to start off with the Warriors, 2 PM, Mount Smart Stadium. So I think that's about like 12 midday, something like that. I don't know. So Warriors lineup is as follows: we've got Tomkins, Lamape, Hurrell, Peru, Vadavai, Lulawai, Johnson, Lillyman, Foran, Madalino, Henry, Mannering, Laussie, and then the benches Rapira, Matagi, Ikahifo, Pakuya, and Palavi. Titans lineup is Zillman, Faifaloa, Roberts, Takarangi, Don, Sezar, Mortimer, Bailey, Falloon, White, Minicello, Carter, and Bird, and the bench is Ione, Nelson, Kingston, and Blair, and then 19th man is David Mead. Now, I've got to say, David Mead being 19th man, surely that's just due to him, they don't think he's going to be fit, but just in case, I mean, I have to think, because he's got to be their first choice winger, or he's definitely one of their first choice winger. I think he's a better fullback than Zillman. I'm not sure what they'll do with there. I think if anything, they should give James Roberts a go at fullback, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen for now. And James Roberts doing a pretty good job at the centre position. Which I'm not sure if he'll up against Hurrell, but if he is, be interesting. Well, both of them, interesting to see how they handle him in defence. Takarangi is a pretty good tackler, but Roberts, I haven't seen too much of him in defence, just his attack pretty much. So if he's up against Hurrell, he's got some work to do. Warriors be really fired up, I would think, after being humiliated in front of their home supporters last week, so they've got to redeem themselves in front of their home supporters again this week. I think Tomkins and Johnson they're the people who need to step up. Tomkins, I think he's played pretty well in a beaten side. He was a pretty impressive performer, I have to admit, but maybe that's just a bias because I like Sam Tomkins. But I like Johnson as well. I thought Johnson's played shit lately. Lulawai was very average last week. Friend just doesn't offer enough out of dummy half. But at the same time, Townsend playing 5'8" and Lulawai at hooker doesn't really solve it either. So maybe Tompkins. Well, I think personally they should have went Tompkins at 5'8" and then Lock at fullback. But that's too late now. Peyru's been brought into the centre position. I think it's his first game this year. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think that's what I saw. I guess Nielsen, I don't think he's injured. I think he might have just got dropped. He's just been terrible for them. A terrible buy for Warriors in general. He's played State of Origin, for God's sakes. He's got to be better. But Peru, doesn't really offer much in attack, but his defence is pretty solid. He's played a bit of second row after playing centre, and he is a former Titan, which could come in handy possibly. Yeah, Laussie at lock, I don't think he's a good player. I think he's the dude with the big afro. I don't know how he can see with it, to be honest, but just too many errors. A lot of players, like Mannering, for being a captain of the side, he has a lot of stupid errors in him. And I'm a fan of some Mannering, but lately I've just been noticing a lot of the times where he doesn't offload, like they'll make a break, and for some reason he'll just throw out an offload for no reason, like when it didn't need to be done, and the other team will get the ball and then they'll go down and score, or he'll give away a penalty. Stuff ups that he does tend to turn into tries for some reason. Can't say for sure why, but yeah. Titans team, look at their side, and overall not really that impressed by it. There is a few, as there is with any side, there's a few players that I do like Bird. Sezar's pretty good. I don't mind Mortimer. James Roberts, I like him. Faifaloa, I like him. He's alright. But the rest of the side is it's kind of average. The bench is dead average. Ione, Nelson, Kingston, and Maurice Blair. Maurice Blair's the only dude I know, and he's not particularly good. Yeah, compared to the Warriors, Rapira, Matagi, Ikahifo, and Pakuya, while not being superstars, are all named people that I know, and they've played a bit of first grade. But yeah, I can see Warriors riding away with this. At home, surely they can't put in two shitty performances like that. So yeah, I'll go with Warriors 13+. Just I don't think Titans will be able to handle it. Once they concede a few, they'll concede a ton. So I'm going to go into the next game, which is at Brookvale Oval, which is Channel 9, I'm guessing. The Seagulls up against Panthers. So what is it, like 2 versus 3, I think? Which I saw some commentators say top of the table clash. Actually, no, Seagulls are 1 still. So 1 versus 3. And is not top of the table clash. Top of the table clash is 1 versus 2, I would say. Maybe 1 versus 3. No, let's scrap that. We'll go with that. But we're going to go with Seagulls lineup. We have Brett Stewart, Tafua, Lyon, Matai, Hiku, Foran, Cherry Evans, Starling, Ballon, Lawrence, Watmo, Simons, and Bura. And the bench is Seni, Lefeo, Hurrell, Hassan and King. Panthers lineup is as follows: Moylan, Mansour, Vare, Idris, Wateens, Lesniak, Smith, Soward, Plum, Kingston, McKendry, Manu, Robinson and Docker, and the bench is Brown, Lattimore, Murdoch, Whistler and Grant. Now I don't think Jason King will be playing. I believe he's out for a few weeks. He's fighting the challenge, but right now when I'm recording it, I don't think he'll get off. But we'll have to wait and see. Now I can just see this being obliteration by Manly. Panthers, you know, they're just losing too many players with injury. Like, let's be serious. They did pretty well to get where they are, but they've had an easy draw, and now they're starting to come up against the top sides, and they have no players left, which is disappointing for them because they haven't really had the opportunity to contest with the big boys of the comp yet. And now that they are actually at the opportunity to take on the Manleys and the Storm and all that, they've got all these injuries. Like Sezar is probably the biggest loss of the season for me. Peter Wallace being second, obviously. Being in the halves and hooker position, they're so key. Kingston's just a completely different player to Sezar, so I'm not sure if they'll alter the game plan or they'll play to Kingston's strength or what. Interesting to see how they play. When Will Smith came in, they didn't change anything up, so maybe Kingston will just have to come in and play how Sezar did, or at least try to. But yeah, I mean, he's their captain, so he's probably one of the best reserve grade hookers in the comp. Like, in terms, when I say reserve grade hooker, I don't mean he's reserve grade standard. I think he's definitely good enough to play at first grade. It's just he's playing reserve grade at the moment, up until right now. Yeah, the centres will be a really key matchup here. Vare and Idris up against Lyon and Matai. Solid players. And then also we got the battle between Stewart and Moylan. Moylan, they're kind of different players. Moylan sort of is like a halfback playing fullback, while Stewart's just like to me, he just seems like a traditional fullback, like a really top fullback. Back, like, always there for offloads and backing up tries and that sort of stuff. Not that Moylan doesn't do that, but just Stewart's style. Where I'm seeing this being won is in the halves. Foran and Cherry Evans, and the back line as well. While Idris and while the Panthers back line is good, I don't think it's quite outstanding with the Sea Eagles. The Sea Eagles are just so consistent all over the park. In the halves particularly, look at their side. If Cherry Evans has a bad game, Foran steps up. If Foran has a bad game, Cherry Evans steps up. Just pretty much the ultimate combo, really. Got both pretty calm players, but different players, not the same player. Where Jamie Soward, he pretty much does it by himself. Will Smith isn't a bad player, but definitely not up to the standard of the other three, being Foran, Cherry Evans and Soward. I mean, Soward's not even in that standard. But yeah, that just personally, I just see mainly in the halves just taking over. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Panthers step up and pick up a victory. But, yeah, I'm going to say 13 plus once again. It's the Eagles. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you want, well, it would be really cool if you could leave in the comments your predictions for both those two games, Warriors, Titans, and Sea Eagles and Panthers. And subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed it. And, yeah, don't get too disheartened if your team loses this week. It's only a game, and it's always next year. Alright, see you guys. Bye.